It was a quiet spring afternoon in Denver. The kind where the wind carries a hint of leftover winter and the sidewalks feel oddly still. Inside a softly lit room, the hum of traffic faded as Barbara, 65, stepped in. Her white blouse was crisp. Her posture, composed. And yet, something about her didn't quite catch the light. She sat across from me, smoothed her sleeve, and smiled. A quiet kind of smile. One that tried to hide more than it revealed. It wasn't fatigue. It wasn't an illness. It was something far more subtle, and far more common. A kind of disappearance that doesn't happen overnight, but gradually, over the years. In reflections. In photographs. In how people greet you, or don't. Barbara thought she was playing it safe with white, a timeless classic. But what she didn't realize, was that not all whites are equal, and some don't reflect you at all. What happened next, with just one small change, was something no one, not even Barbara, expected. Because sometimes, the smallest shift, turns the light back on. And everything begins to change. 1. Ice white, the color of camouflage. Denver, April. The snow had melted from the rooftops, but the air was still chilly. Barbara, 65, walked into my fashion consultation looking neat and polished. She wore a crisp white shirt, well-fitting gray pants, and low-heeled shoes. Everything about Barbara was right style, right age. But one thing was missing, light. She sat down, smiled faintly, and began. I don't know why, but lately, I've noticed everyone asking me if I'm tired. I tilted my head to look more closely. Barbara's once sharp features seemed to be blurred by her white shirt. The skin around her eyes was darker. The silver and gold hair lost its shine even more because of the contrast with the bright white. I asked gently, "When did you start wearing this shirt?" "Since I was working at the bank. I always believed that white shirts were a safe and elegant choice." Yes, white shirts used to be a symbol of youth. But not all whites are suitable forever. Our bodies change, skin, pigmentation, hair, eyes, all change. But many people's wardrobes do not change with the years. 1. Ice white, when light becomes a burden. Ice white is the most popular white in stores today, cold, sharp, almost blue or purple when viewed under fluorescent lights. It feels clean but is also the color that betrays the most. For women after 60. Skin often becomes thin and has a pale pink or pale yellow pigment. Ice white creates too strong a contrast, making the skin look pale or revealing dark circles. Silver or gray hair becomes dull and lifeless when compared to too cold white tones. The face will show wrinkles more clearly, because the light is reflected harshly on the sunken areas of the skin. Barbara is the clearest proof. She said. My daughter always jokes that I look like a hotel tablecloth. We both laughed. But it was a sad laugh. 2. A little experiment, and the magic begins. I took an ivory blouse from the rack, ivory, with a light cream shade. It was still white, but it looked as if the sun had come through. I gave it to Barbara to try on, saying nothing. She changed, stepped out, and everything changed immediately. Her eyes were brighter. Her cheeks were a soft pink. Her silver hair seemed to catch the soft light. And most importantly, she smiled, for the first time with light. "Oh my God," Barbara exclaimed, "I look healthier. Is it just the light?" I nodded. But the right light. 3. The science of light and skin pigmentation. In our 60s and beyond, melanin production decreases, making the skin more sensitive to light reflection. Colors that are too bright, too clean, like ice white, cause light to bounce off the skin, creating shadows in the creases, around the eyes, chin, and cheeks. This makes the wearer look more tired, older, and lifeless. On the contrary, warm whites such as ivory, pearl white, cream white, help reflect light more gently. Highlight the natural pink color in the skin. Compatible with gray hair instead of contrasting. 4. Practical suggestions, choose the right white for yourself. White heavy checkmark. Try white under natural light. Hold a white shirt and stand next to the window. Compare each type of white. If your skin looks brighter and pinker, it is the right color. White heavy checkmark. Prioritize natural materials. Cotton, silk, cashmere, materials with softness and light reflection will make white look more high class, while being gentle on the skin. White heavy checkmark. Layering. If you still want to wear bright white, pair it with warm neutrals like camel, navy, rosewood. 5. Rebirth from a shirt. 2 weeks later, Barbara texted me a selfie. She was standing in the park, wearing a new old ivory shirt, her hair loose, her cheeks naturally rosy, her mouth smiling brightly. "People say I look like I'm in love with someone," she wrote. She may not have fallen in love with anyone new. But she had fallen in love with herself, in a very simple way, with colors that matched her current self. 2. Black, elegance disguises sadness. Chicago, winter. A morning with a gray sky and a cold wind sweeping through the streets like a sigh of the city. In a cozy coffee shop on the corner of Old Town, I met Patricia Miller, 68, a retired teacher, still as neat and composed as when she was teaching. She arrived in an all-black outfit, turtleneck sweater, long wool coat, black pants, and low-cut black boots. Her silver hair was neatly tied up. Her eyes were understanding, but there was something heavy, as if the outfit was weighing her down. "I've been wearing black for the past 10 years, she said, sipping hot coffee, because I believe it's the color of elegance. And also because black makes me feel neater." I nodded. Many women think so. Black, a symbol of elegance, intelligence, charm, and neatness. But for many people over 60, matte black is silently taking away the most precious thing, natural liveliness. 1. When black becomes quiet darkness. Patricia doesn't know when black became her daily uniform. At first it was because of convenience. Then it was because she felt she didn't want to stand out anymore. "I'm not as confident as before," she confessed, "and black makes me look safe. No one notices, no one judges." In fact, there are many women who think like Patricia. And it's dangerous when black, which represents power, becomes a cover for fatigue and insecurity. 2. Matte black and the invisible trap of thin, beautiful. People often tell each other that wearing black will make you thinner, more graceful. That's true, with runway lights or high-end designer clothes. But in real life, especially with aging skin and a changing body after 60, matte black is a trap. Why? Black absorbs light. When placed close to a face that has lost its natural glow, it makes the skin look dull and lifeless. Black accentuates wrinkles. Because it doesn't reflect light, the under-eye area and the creases around the mouth look deeper. Black disappears curves. Contrary to popular belief, a solid block of black can make the body look like a heavy, unfocused cube. And matte black, a fabric with no sheen or texture, is the worst. 3. Patricia and the life-changing jacket. I gave Patricia a navy blazer in a lightweight, medium sheen wool. Underneath was a dusty pink sweater, not too bright, but warm and fresh. She looked at it, a little hesitant. "I haven't worn anything but black for 10 years. I don't know if I'll ever get used to the color." I smiled. "Let's try it. If I don't see myself in the mirror, it's not too late to go back to my old clothes." Patricia changed, and when she came out of the dressing room, I saw something right away. Her eyes were different. She blinked at herself in the mirror for a long time, then laughed, the first laugh of the morning. "I don't look tired anymore," she said, as if she had just discovered a big secret. 4. Alternatives to black, still elegant, but livelier. If you love the sophistication and maturity that black brings, you don't have to give it up. Just switch to a softer version. White heavy checkmark navy blue. Also elegant, easy to match. But reflects light better. Makes skin look brighter and healthier. Suitable for all skin tones, from light to dark. White heavy checkmark charcoal gray. Keeps a neat feeling. But softer than black, does not swallow light. Easy to match with warm colors such as camel, ivory, nude pink. White heavy checkmark black with texture or light sheen. For example, silk, tweed, fabric with small woven patterns. Light reflection will create depth, making the body more contoured. 5. Practical tips to free from dull black. Instead of wearing all black, use black on the bottom, pants, skirts, and choose light colors for the top, blouse, scarf. Always have bright accessories near the face. Scarves, necklaces, bright earrings will help create accents, trick the eye. Try black with purple or black with blue. These are blacks with depth and nuance, not just plain. 6. Revive with color. 2 months later, I received an invitation from Patricia. I'm running a poetry class for retired women, poetry in color. And I'm wearing navy blue for the opening. The photo she sent, blue blazer, pink scarf, matching lipstick. She looked like a Paris magazine editor, sharp and full of life. 3. Pale yellow, fake sunlight hidden behind the rain of age. San Francisco in early May is always a visual poem. The jacaranda trees are starting to bloom with soft purple flowers on the streets. The sunlight shines through the slopes, making everyone who passes by feel a little calm. In a small corner of the Sunset area, I met Linda Chen, 72 years old, a grandmother, a former silk painter, an Asian woman who has passed through youth with a calm but not easy manner. She came to me on a cloudy afternoon, wearing a pale yellow sweater, white khakis, and a silk scarf in the same pastel yellow. Linda is an elegant person, but that day, something was wrong. Her face looked blurry, and strangely, her deep eyes seemed out of focus. "I've always loved yellow," she says, "it makes me feel close to the sun, close to the busy days." But what she hasn't realized, not all yellows bring light. There are shades of yellow, like pale yellow, that are just fake sunlight. And at her age, that sunlight betrays her. 1. When memories obscure the present. Linda says that, in her 20s, she used to wear pale yellow dresses to art exhibitions, walking under the California sunshine like an image in an oil painting. She loved that color as much as she loved her own youth. I see yellow as the color of hope, of life. No one denies that. But the human body changes. Pale yellow, once the light of dawn, now makes Linda's yellow-toned skin look dull, as pale as smoke. In her granddaughter's graduation photo, Linda looks swallowed into the background. Her skin tone matches the background of her dress, leaving no highlights. And that's the problem. Pale yellow is a tone that's out of sync with mature skin. 2. Understanding the tones and reflections of pale yellow. Pale yellow, also known as pastel yellow or butter yellow, is a light, bright color that lacks depth and contrast. It's great for cool undertones in your 20s. Dark or light blonde hair. Faces that don't have much aging pigment. But when applied to Asian skin with yellow undertones or skin that's slightly tanned with age. Silver or gray hair. Skin that's no longer smooth. Then pale yellow blends into the skin, blurs out the lines, and especially makes the face look tired, pale, and lifeless. 3. Linda's transformation with the new gold. Instead of objecting, Linda nodded slightly when I handed her a mustard yellow scarf, deep, warm, with a hint of brown. She tried it on, then looked at me, and smiled. "This is the autumn sun," she said, "not too bright, but really warm." We started experimenting with amber, gold, and ochre. On Linda's skin, these colors didn't disappear, but rather, subtly enhanced her radiance. Her skin looked like it was reflecting sunlight, and her smile was truly back. 4. Why do women over 60 need ripe gold instead of young gold? Crossmark light yellow, butter, pastel, lemon. Blends with the skin, losing the highlight. Creates a feeling of cold light, similar to fluorescent light. Does not create visual depth. White heavy checkmark warm yellow, mustard, gold, amber. Has just enough density and reflectivity. Brightens the skin without reflecting harsh light. Creates a feeling of brightness without glare, very suitable for gray hair, mature skin. 5. Instructions for choosing vibrant gold after the age of 60. Place the color close to the face and take a photo with the phone camera. Compare the reaction of light on the skin. Choose materials with a light sheen such as silk, silk blends or smooth cashmere. Combine gold with strong neutral colors, mustard yellow with navy blue, or amber yellow with chocolate brown, to create depth. Start with accessories. Warm yellow scarves, amber necklaces, earrings or handbags are easy to try without having to change her entire wardrobe. 6. Linda, from watercolor to glorious lacquer. After that evening, Linda sent me a photo of herself at a family party. She was wearing a gold jacket, a deep red lacquer necklace, and orange-brown lipstick. She looked like an oriental queen, elegant, not flashy, but captivating. I think I've been wearing other people's sunshine for years. Now, I found my own sunshine. Linda. 4. Pale beige, when neutral becomes invisible. Miami, a colorful city, where the streets seem to be painted in a vibrant palette of nature, ocean blue, sun yellow, brick red, bougainvillea purple. Yet, amidst all that bright scenery, I met Maria Rodriguez, 75, in a frame of pale beige. We met at a community workshop for middle-aged women. Maria is a woman you would feel comfortable sitting next to, gentle, affable, and always a good listener. But even when she sat in the front row, the light shining on her, I still had a hard time keeping my eyes on her. "I always thought beige was safe," she said, smoothing out the dark beige blazer she had worn for 5 years. "It didn't make me stand out too much, and I just thought, that was good." But the truth is, beige, considered the classic color of elegance, is making women like Maria invisible, even in their own stories. 1. From subtle to invisible, the fragile boundary of beige. Faded beige, also known as faded beige, sand, oatmeal, nude light, is a popular neutral color, praised as never out of fashion. However, for women over 60, beige can easily turn into a sweet aesthetic trap. Why? Mature skin often loses its evenness, with many alternating dark and light patches. Pale beige does not highlight the bright areas, but blends in, making the face sink. For Latin women like Maria, who have naturally warm skin tones, beige that blends with the skin makes the whole face lose its highlight. Silver or white hair combined with pale beige often creates a gray or blurry feeling. Maria admits, "My daughter said I looked like I was trying to disappear from the frame. I thought she was joking until I looked at the photo." 2. Safety is sometimes an excuse for laziness. Maria wears beige almost all the time: beige sweater, beige pants, beige bag, nude shoes. When asked why, she just smiled. It's easy to coordinate. I don't have to think. Wearing beige makes me not feel like I'm wrong. I understand that feeling. As we age, many people choose to hide instead of show off. But if we hide for too long, we lose ourselves. And beige is the tool for that, gradual disappearance. 3. Start with a camel coat, and everything changes. I invite Maria to try on a camel cashmere coat, a deep, warm and deep beige. It's just a small change, but the effect is like adding stage lighting. When Maria stood in front of the mirror, her whole face lit up, not in a blinding way, but as if she had just returned from a happy trip. Her skin was rosy. Her eyes were bright. And most importantly, her smile was no longer reserved. I didn't know a little shade could do so much, she said. I look like I've had a good night's sleep. 4. Say goodbye to pale beige, say hello to deep neutrals. Faded beige, when not in the right context, will make the wearer look pale and lifeless. Create a dull effect, especially in photos. Make gray hair look gray and lackluster. Instead, try white heavy checkmark camel, dark brownish beige. Creates a gentle contrast with the skin. Evokes a luxurious, expensive feeling. White heavy checkmark warm sand. Suitable for olive, yellow, or neutral skin. Easy to match with tones such as ivory, navy, burgundy. White heavy checkmark taupe or light mocha. Multi-tonal, flexible. Creates a calm but not bland feeling. 5. Tips for dressing with the new beige tone. Avoid wearing a pale beige all over. Always create an accent in one area, a scarf, necklace, or inner shirt. Layering beiges, in ascending shades, sand, camel, chocolate. Fabrics with depth, sand, wool, cashmere or linen will make beige look more vibrant. Take advantage of light. When wearing neutrals, stand in a place with natural light when looking in the mirror. You will see the difference. 6. Maria, the woman who no longer disappears. The following month, I received a text message from Maria, with a photo. She was walking around Coral Gables, wearing a dark caramel dress, a brown hat and carrying a terracotta canvas bag. She looked like a French lady from a movie. There was no trace of dressing to go unnoticed. I feel like I am present again, in the eyes of others, and in my own eyes, Maria wrote. 5. Pink, when sweet becomes pale. Atlanta. A cool September morning, the sun is shining, the leaves are starting to turn yellow. I have a coffee date with Jane Smith, 67 years old, an African-American businesswoman, who used to run a famous restaurant chain in the city. Now retired, she lives comfortably in a lovely house in the suburbs, and regularly participates in community activities. Jane walks into the shop with a confident, polite demeanor. But what catches my attention most is the pink blouse she is wearing, a soft, gentle color, which used to be very photogenic when we were in our 20s. I always thought of pink as a feminine color, she says, smiling brightly. I wear it to look softer, more approachable. But recently, my daughter has told me that I look a lot paler. And I understand why. 1. Pastel pink, from a symbol of gentleness to a pale shade. Pale pink, also known as baby pink, blush pink, pastel rose, is the default color of sweetness, childishness, femininity. For women under 40, this color can bring a dreamy, gentle feeling. But on mature skin, especially for women with dark skin pigmentation or gray hair, pastel pink can make the skin look dull if not properly brightened. Lose the sharpness of the face. Create a feeling of being pale, no longer an active choice but a gentle obsolescence. Jane recounts. I wore pastel pink to feel gentler, but the more I wore it, the more I felt like I was being paled on my own stage. 2. Confront the fear. I don't want to wear too bright colors. It's a common sentiment. As we get older, we become more hesitant to wear bright colors. We're afraid of being perceived as pretending to be young or of becoming an unwanted focal point. But the truth is, blush is the color that makes the wearer disappear from view. Pink. Low reflectivity. Blends into the skin, especially on fair or pink-toned skin. On gray hair, it can easily make the whole face lose its necessary prominence. 3. Jane's awakening, and the rose pink top. I asked Jane to try on a rose pink top, a darker, warmer rose pink. The fabric is a satin blend silk, with a slight sheen. When she tried it on, the first thing I noticed was the look of surprise in her eyes. I thought the bold color would make me overdo. But actually, it made me look brighter, she exclaimed. And my skin, oh my God, it came alive. Jane's face lit up. No lipstick, no highlighter, just a change of tone, and her whole demeanor changed. 4. The right pink, for the right age. Instead of pastel pink, mature women should try pink shades with moderate depth and brightness. White heavy checkmark rose pink. Neutral tone, suitable for all skin tones. feminine and strong. Easy to match with black, white, navy, or camel. White heavy checkmark coral pink. Has an orange tint, creates a fresh feeling. Suitable for dark or olive skin. When combined with bronze or dark beige, it will be extremely luxurious. White heavy checkmark berry pink/mauve. Close to plum red, seductive and rich in depth. Especially suitable for dark skin and gray hair. Ideal for dresses, robes or silk scarves. 5 tips to make pink appropriate for the season and the right person. Check the light, take a photo of yourself wearing the outfit in natural light to assess whether the color brightens the skin. Don't wear all pink, pair it with solid colors like charcoal, navy, or brown mahogany. Choose materials with a light sheen or texture. Silk, chiffon, net lace, lightweight wool will create softness while still adding a touch of drama. Accessories to help balance it out. Gold earrings, a bronze bracelet, nude shoes will modernize a pink outfit. 6. Jane, no longer a faded copy of herself. 3 weeks later, I received an email from Jane. She included a photo from a talk at a women's leadership conference. She was wearing a coral pink blazer, an ivory lace top, a pearl necklace, and berry pink lipstick. "I've never felt so confident," she wrote. "This color doesn't make me look younger, it makes me feel my age, and proud of it." When you turn 60, your body changes, and that doesn't mean you have to hide or tone down your life. On the contrary, it's time to choose what best reflects your current beauty, a beauty that's experienced, full of depth, and doesn't need to prove anything. You've seen it. Ice white may make your skin pale, but ivory will make you shine like the early morning sun. Matte black may make you disappear, but navy blue will make you shine like a stage director. Pale yellow makes you tired, but amber makes you look like you've just returned from autumn. Pale beige may make you invisible, but camel makes others stop and look again. Pink seems sweet, but coral pink is the true strong and gentle voice. Choosing the right color isn't just about dressing well, it's about standing tall, walking into a room and letting people see, you're still here, and you've never looked so radiant. Cherry Blossom, now it's your turn. What will you do first? Speech balloon, share in the comments. What color did you love but now feels not you? Is there a color you've tried recently that you were surprised by, how well it fits? Light bulb. And if you feel like the stories in this video resonate with you, try something small today. Replace your white shirt with ivory. Replace your black scarf with coral. Try camel instead of beige. Movie camera. Want more tips on how to style, accessorize, or style your hair for those 60 plus? Leave a 1 if you want me to continue with that topic. Or type 0 if you're still thinking. I still appreciate you being here with me until the end of this journey. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so you don't miss the next videos, because next time, we'll talk about not just colors, but a vibrant lifestyle, true to your age, true to you. Because you deserve to shine, not like anyone else, but like yourself. Sparkling heart.